I did a Facebook post about the stress we went through when my daughter was in grade 11 last year. And this post went viral. Just to place it in context, in South Africa, you need to apply to universities and hostel admissions with your grade 11 school marks. And in this post, I quoted words from a grade 11 girl's suicide letter. And this girl took her own life only 48 hours after another grade 11 girl took her life at the same school. And this girl's words reminded me last year every single day that no achievement is more important than your child's mental wellness. And if you are a parent and you've got a teenager that is really struggling in the school system, today I want to bring you hope. Because I think there's a lot of parents out there and you fear that your child will never become successful one day because they do not achieve academic success in high school. With me is Dr. Arnel Eiselmann. And she not only has a doctor's degree in social work, she also has a master's degree in positive psychology. So Arnel, when I first heard your story, it really touched me. And I think the post went viral because it is such a stress for any grade 11 and for any person worldwide to go to universities or to do anything you want to do after school. You have to achieve academically.
Yeah.
So please tell your story and please give the parents hope.
Okay. Thank you, Stefanie, for the opportunity. I can tell you when I was in grade 11 and matric, I really didn't achieve. I wasn't successful. My academics was really bad because I went with all the peers and my friends. So I took subjects like science and maths, things that I really wasn't good at.
Yeah.
So, and I lost it somewhere along the way, and I was so stressed because I needed that for matric exemption to go to university. So, but then when matric, I really thought I wasn't going to make it.
And what year was this when you were matric?
1988.
Okay.
Yes. So, I eventually, when I got my results, it was as bad as I thought. Actually, I thought it was going to be worse, but I didn't pass my maths. I got a G for maths.
Like an HG.
Yeah. not the higher grade, the G for G. And so I didn't pass that, and I got an E for my science. So I think I just scraped that through. It was like I think they put me through or something. But then I didn't have matric exemption, so I couldn't go and study for a degree.
Yes.
So fortunately, at that stage, I enrolled at a university where we could do, without matric exemption, we could do a diploma, and with it, we could do the degree. But it was a similar qualification. So I just did the diploma. So, but when I started with social work, because that is what I wanted to do, and if you now look in comparison with having maths and science, no, it wasn't the right choices for me.
Yes.
But because of the peer pressure and because of I had that thing, I had to get matric exemption because otherwise I can't be anything. I won't be successful. It was like really the worst time. So, but when I started the social work, I just loved it. And by the grace of God, I really excelled. I'm so thankful for that. And I just knew this is what I wanted to do. And after the 4 years, because it also had an honors within the course, because it's 4 years. So then I got my diploma, but I always thought, it's like, I know I love this.
Yes.
And I want to learn more. And I actually discovered that I have the strength of love of learning.
Wow.
Which I never thought when I was in school.
Yes.
It's like that would be the last thing on my mind. But then
we are also stuck on maths and science.
Yeah. I think it's like one or other mold that.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you, I broke that mold. So then after the I completed my degree, I started working, and then after 11 years, I had the opportunity to become part of, because I wrote a life skills program,
Wow.
and all
Okay.
the people who was part of that program had the opportunity to partake in a team effort to do their master's degrees. But then I couldn't be enrolled automatically like the others who had a degree because I only had a diploma.
Oh.
But they knew that it was a similar qualification on the same level.
Yeah.
It was, it didn't depend on, it was only the qualifications name that depended on
So
my
you
matric
did the
results.
same work, and
Exactly.
it was only the end paper that said degree or
Or
diploma.
diploma. Because of not passing maths.
Yes.
Okay. So I had to do an oral exam. I was the only one in the group who had to do an oral exam about research. And I'm telling you, nobody ever talks about samples and qualitative and quantitative. So it was really, I had to go and study that and learn that. But it was actually so amazing because then it was all fresh in my mind.
Yes.
And the others, they didn't have to do the exam. So everything worked together for the good.
Yes.
For those who serve the Lord. But anyway, so they said, no, we can see you know what you're doing. And my academic achievements of my diploma was very good. So I got enrolled for my master's degree. And then I said, I really like this. So I completed my master's degree. And while I was actually at my graduation, then I already submitted my research proposal for my PhD and already started with that. So I immediately followed that, and in 2 years later, I completed my PhD, and I just love that, and so privileged by the grace of God. And then, like I said, I discovered that I had this love of learning, and then after 11 years,
And no one could ever guess that.
No,
in school.
I think me neither. But when I found my niche,
exactly.
and then I enrolled for the master's degree in positive psychology, and also I really loved that, and it made so much sense. And in positive psychology, we learn a lot about flourishing and the whole thing about the silver lining, but it's usually because there's a dark cloud. So I can really tell you that I experienced amidst a dark cloud, especially of expectations from everybody around you, the expectations that you have of yourself, the pressure of being in matric and achieving, and that's what everybody expected. That I can tell you that the silver lining was much brighter than I could ever imagine.
Oh wow!
So,
now tell me, if you where can people reach you? Because I'm just thinking, if you've got a teenager that's really struggling in the school system, if you can find their strength when they're 16, 17, or 18 years old, and they will have the confidence in their strength, if it's not maths or physical. So where can people reach you?
Well, they can actually, if they want to, they can reach me via you on this channel, or they can send me an email. I think you can provide my email. And I just want to maybe elaborate on that, what you're talking about, the strengths. An amazing instrument, and that isn't like what like aptitude tests.
Yes.
It's literally like, what is your strength in life? Because our existence is much larger than our academic achievement. And I think it's, if we know our strengths, then we can use that to our benefit. And one of the measurements that I really love is the values and action character strengths. And they're one of my signature strengths. Number one is curiosity, and the second one is love of learning. And number three is hope.
Yes. Oh, well, you giving parents hope today.
So, and I don't think I would have realized that when I was in school. And I must admit, my parents didn't put pressure on me. I put much more pressure on myself. They did, but not unrealistically. I think if they added to that, I think I would have broken, because I was so hard on myself. So, but now if I look back, and especially when I hear people and they say, "Oh, you must have this, and you must, get this marks," and so then I think, oh, I just hope that you are as diligent in your effort to, let me say, to be productive and successful, also taking into consideration the other areas of your life and you
Yes.
being a human being and not only being a human doing in regards to
Oh, wow.
academic purposes.
Yes, I love this.
Yeah. So.
Arnal, thank you so much. And I encourage you, parent, if you've got a high school teenager, try and to go 1 week without asking any academic question. Not asking how was the class, when's your next test, when you is your assignment date, when you must hand in your assignment. Nothing like that. Try for 1 week so that our teenagers can realize we care about them and not what they achieve. Arnel, thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity.
And
Yeah.
I know you bless people every day with what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
It's a
thank you.
privilege. Thank you.
Thanks.